Are we live? You were doing anything. We're live. You're supposed
Are
to
we
be
live?
going, hey, we're live.
It's
Yeah.
just spinning. It's spinning. It's spinning. Come on.
Mine says we've been live for 14 seconds. My last chance to wear the holiday OU hat. So I had to bring it out. It was a big celebration around here.
Heck yeah.
Wednesday. Yeah. Awesome. Well, welcome to our special New Year's Eve edition of the Friday Marketing Live Jam Show.
New Year's Day.
New Year's Day. Yeah, yesterday was New Year's Eve. I actually stayed up with the kids, set off fireworks, hung out with them. Nick was in bed by, I think, 6:30, probably right after he ate dinner. So
yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, it was. Hey, it was at least 8:30. Come on.
Awesome. Well, here, let's cue the intro, and then we can get started on this live show. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Are you ready for the fastest 60 minutes of local marketing strategy, tactics, tips, and fun on planet Earth? It's now time. The moment you've been waiting for. After 167 agonizing hours, they've returned, broadcasting live from their island retreats, smack dab in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and now back for a brand new Sharks Live show. It's your hosts, the Offline Sharks, Tom Gaddis and Nick Ponte.
I got this awesome mug that goes well with the applause from the kids. So I can't hear you, Nick. Nicholas, I can't hear you. You're muted. Hold on, let me unmute you.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
I was just gonna say, the man, the myth, the legend. That is an awesome cup.
Yeah.
I hope everybody.
Shark keychain.
Damn, I'm actually feeling a little not very prepared compared to you here. I don't have any of my gifts. By the way, I hope everybody had a awesome holiday. It feels like, we missed 1 week. It feels like it's been a long time since we've done one of these lives. So how was everybody's holiday? Maybe you guys can let us know in the comments. You guys have a good holiday? Give us some crushed it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, a safe and happy New Year. That would be good.
Safe and happy New Year.
Yeah, I see lots of New Year's in there. Awesome. I think Nick spent most of his holidays hanging out on Clubhouse.
Probably. Spent a lot of time there. Still having some difficult times getting off of there. A lot of good information on there. I think we probably have some of our regular live streamers that are probably there. A little lower attendance than normal.
Yeah, well, I see Frank. I see Frank's here. Frank the Tank. Darla's here. Beth. Yeah, Darla, thanks for the cookies and the coffee.
Yeah, thank you, Darla.
That Patty.
Very thoughtful. Yeah, Patty says low-key, but glad to kick 2020 to the curb. Same here. And, I mean, this new year that we're part of now, right? Just starting today. I mean, I personally I can't say I was up late last night, but last night before I went to bed, I was thinking about, and I do this kind of every year, thinking about the year prior and the year up ahead, really just kind of trying to map out my motivation. What are the things that I want to accomplish? And what are the things that I am glad and grateful that I have accomplished over the last year, just to kind of reframe and reset, recalibrate. And I always look forward to being able to do that. Actually, it's like it's something that I look forward to. Does anybody else do that by any chance?
I do it a little different. Like I of course always review and that kind of stuff, but I I don't really do like the whole resolution thing, right? Because my experience with that is I set them and then they don't stick. So I usually try to start things like before, or just continue to do the things that I'm always doing around this time, just to kind of submit to myself that that consistency of action, right?
Yeah, it's a good point. And I mean, for me, it's really, I try to stay consistent throughout the year, but it's good to have those short-term goals, long-term goals, and then 3 to 5 year long-term goals, and make sure you stay on track and you're hitting them.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, awesome. Let's get started with some shark shout outs.
Let's do it. A lot of action in the group.
Actually, surprisingly, since we skipped a week, we have a few, and then we've got a couple different types of posts we're going to talk about too. But let's start out with our first one here. This was a great one. I don't know if you guys saw the well, here, let me do the shout out first, and then we'll talk about that. So our first shark shout out goes to our buddy Zach Smoosh. So he said today he had an inquiry. He had somebody contact him. They discussed a website deal, and then he got a contract drawn up and signed. So website client closed for Zach. And I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch the interview that I did with Zach inside the Facebook group. If you haven't, you should. Talk about getting you motivated for 2021 and getting some priorities in line. That interview was really great. I really appreciate Zach taking the time to do that. So if you haven't checked it out, you should. But congratulations, Zach.
Heck yeah, Zach. Actually, Zach's here with us. Check this out, Tom. Talk about motivation, starting a new website project for the new year, right?
That's
Did you
awesome.
you guys definitely go check out the interview if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it was really good. We got a lot of great comments on that one. Let's see. Our next shout out goes to Tim Cooper. So Tim said, first, he just wants to wish everybody a safe and happy holiday. He hasn't been on Facebook much because he's been too busy with client fulfillment. That is a good problem to have, Tim. That is a good problem to have. In the last 6 weeks, he's picked up 4 new clients. 4 in 6 weeks. One of the clients is a multi-million-dollar skincare company where he negotiated a $6,250 monthly retainer. That's a nice. You could be driving a Ferrari or a Lamborghini around with a little bit of income like that each month, right? And then another client's currently worth $2,000 a month, and they said that's going to grow as he introduces new services in 2021. So he's on track to make 6 figures in 2021. He's super excited, tired, and stressed. Hang in there, Tim. You're doing it, man. That's really awesome. Congratulations. Here, let me get some applause.
Way to go, Tim. That is a hefty retainer. What'd you say? $6,250?
$6,250.
Damn. That's a good one. That's a good one. Has anybody gotten a retainer higher than that in the last 30 days or so? That's a pretty solid retainer.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's, the reason I mentioned the thing about the car, because one of the things I used to do when I was starting out was when I was dealing, looking to sign up a client or I had a prospect, I would think about okay, if I wanted something, I wanted to buy something or I wanted to have something live in a nicer place, I'd be like, okay, well, I know about what the rent is for that each month. So I would focus on getting clients to cover that expense, right? Instead of thinking about oh, I don't have the money. I would try to figure out how to go get the money, right? Okay, I want to drive a nice car. So I want to have enough money to make $1,000 car payment each month. Let's say that's not what I do, but that's just an example, right? Then I would just try to go out and find a client for $1,000, right? And that way I could do whatever the thing was I wanted to do. Have you ever done that, Nick?
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good way to do it, especially initially. I mean, it's compartmentalizing, or, I mean, it doesn't have to be for a new thing. It could really be to cover certain bills even.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. Well, it was that for sure in the beginning. Sure.
Yeah. But
it's kind of expensive to live in Hawaii, if you guys don't know.
Yeah, with the $6,250 monthly retainer, you could probably get a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere probably 2 bedroom. Yeah, pretty close. Yeah, it's a little pricey here, but yeah, I think that that's another thing that's good for we were talking about setting goals and doing what you're doing in 2021. I know for me that thinking that way about clients and the income that's bringing in was an important shift for me, just about money in general, because it started training me uh, to look for the opportunities, right? So once I realized, like, okay, when I had a job, like when I was doing my corporate job, money was always this finite thing, right? You made a salary, you got a check every 2 weeks, the check was the same. You got a bonus a couple times a year. And when you were going to get a raise, like it was a small percentage. There was never opportunity to either grow your income significantly, like double it. You couldn't double it. Like as a restaurant manager, you can't double your income in a year. But I could start looking around and seeing, like, okay, you know, I at the time I wasn't really thinking about doing it full time, but I was just looking at, okay, if I want to get my income up, then I'll just go out. If I get one client at $500 a month, then I can do this extra thing. Two clients, I bringing in $1,000 a month, we can take a vacation, all that kind of stuff. So, that's how I started looking at it at the beginning, and it really opened me up to the possibilities, right? That it's not a finite thing. There's a lot of opportunity out there. And if I want to set those goals and make those commitments and put in the effort, right? Like I can do those things.
Yeah, I mean, and it's interesting you say that though. I think there's so much upside to being, a business owner, an entrepreneur, and obviously there are a lot of downsides too. But not everybody is, cut out to run like a massive business, get themselves entrenched in tons of risk with huge upside. I mean, I see a lot of people out there that are building businesses and entrepreneurs, and they're the opposite of what you're talking about, right, Tom? Where you're saying that, you know, back when you used to work corporate, you had a fixed fee, you had a salary, you would have a small percentage increase each year. But there's something, pretty stable about that, right? There's a lot of safety, there's a lot of stability, there's a lot of security in that. And you can still find that, I believe, in having a small freelance setup in your business. Not completely, but when you get into like the world of having a bigger business, there's a lot more risk involved. And I don't know, like I've actually been, it's funny that we talked about this at the beginning of the call, on Clubhouse. There's a lot of people in there that were talking about how they've been trying to make it work and, been having a difficult time and possibly looking to go back to having something with more stability. And for me, I mean, it comes down to you, at the end of the day, like what you're willing to do, the work, the risk, whatever you're willing to put in. And for me, I could never be able to go back to that. I could never. But
yeah, it's funny that you say that, because sometimes my friends ask me about what I'm doing, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't think everybody has the tolerance to do what I did. Like, because there was a lot of stress, a lot of stress for not just like a day or two, or not like a month, or not 6 months. Like, there was a lot of stress for 2-3 years. Like, a lot of up and down, and that's a tough thing that can be a really tough thing to handle, especially if you have, I have a wife, I have 2 kids. Like it took it took a lot to be able to work through that, and to be able to, talk to my wife and let her see, like, hey, like this is stressful now, but it's going to pay off later. And you don't really know if it's going to pay off later.
Ryan's going to make it, Miranda. I swear, we're going to be famous soon.
Yeah, like after you've tried your like 5th thing and it hasn't worked out, and you're like, I swear to God, I can make money doing this. They're like, yeah, whatever.
Has anybody had that? Has anybody?
Great.
Maybe you guys, some of you can relate to that, like telling your family or friends or loved one, about a commitment you've made and been having a difficult time, and then the next time you roll around and you tell them, like, I'm going to try this time, and been shut down.
They just don't even believe you anymore after a while.
Or they don't believe you anymore. Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Tom's
I've had
doing whatever he's doing over there. I don't understand it. Something with Google.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, another part of that too is, like, you were talking about those people on Clubhouse. Like, I was, I've been doing this series on my podcast about what I do if I start over. Right. And actually, this upcoming Tuesday, there's a very special guest on the podcast that you guys may know, a Mr. Nick Ponte came on to talk with me about building a team and stuff like that. It's a really great episode. It drops this Tuesday, so you guys should definitely check it out. But the episode after that, I was just thinking about like, okay, what do I want to tie up to tie up this special series I'm doing. And, one of the things I was thinking about is like, I think the biggest secret that they don't tell you, the biggest secret that people don't tell you about starting a business is that when I was looking through Clubhouse, I saw those people 7 figures in 2021, there was a bunch of rooms like that. Right. And I thought, the big secret though, is before you can make 7 figures, you have to make 6 figures. And before you can make 6 figures, you have to make 5 figures. And before you can make 5 figures, you have to just make 4 figures. And before you can have 2 clients, you have to get that first client, that type of a thing. Right. Like, and I see so many people that just are, I think, not breaking their goals down enough. Right. Like if you haven't made 5 figures a month yet, like that's good for a long-term goal, but your immediate goal should just be to make $1,000 a month, right? Like, let's just get to $1,000 a month and work from there.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what I've noticed too about that app and being in there is there are a lot of successful people in there, a lot of people that are kind of touting all of these accolades and things that they've accomplished, and some true, maybe some not true. A lot of it could be, hype man type stuff. But it's one thing is for sure is that when you're in one of those rooms and you're listening to the people talking about what they're talking about and what they've accomplished and this and that, like it's easy to get caught up in thinking about what they're doing in comparison to what you're doing. And it's an easy way to get yourself unmotivated and like get down on yourself. That's one aspect that I've noticed, like that some people could be putting themselves in jeopardy of in those rooms, because a lot of the people, the panels, right? These are all people that are like top producers, high income generators, the top tier. And, the majority of the people in those rooms are just getting started. And if you're looking at them and you're thinking about getting 6 figures and you haven't gotten 5 or whatever, like Tom mentioned, like that's a easy place to get yourself in a, feeling unmotivated, or that could really motivate you. So it's important to be aware of what it's making you feel like. And for me, like when I'm in there, I hear these things and I see these people doing these things. And then when I leave there, I kind of like, I take the good stuff, I leave the rest. And I don't worry too much about, like, I try not to worry too much about, where other people are at, where I'm at, where we're at, and like, what they've done in this amount of time and all those things, because again, it's a tricky situation.
Well, and we have a lot of experience with that, right? Because when we were first starting Offline Sharks and it was just me and you doing our thing, like we were really unsure about what we were doing. We had no idea, like, is this even the right way to do things? Like there was just so many things that were like, we think this will work, but we had no idea, right? Is there a better way? Is there not a better way? And over the past few years, we've gotten to know a lot of people with what we consider, well, back then we, very successful businesses, right? And we started to learn like, hey, what we're doing is pretty freaking darn good. Like we had all these worries and stuff about it, and that wasn't necessary, right? Like what we're doing is pretty good. Like, yes, there's room for improvement. There's always that kind of stuff, but like we weren't quite as lost as we felt.
Well, I mean, for us, we're in a different situation, right? We're in the middle of the Pacific. We're not in Las Vegas where the majority of these guys are, where they're all congregating at these like big houses and they're talking about all these things. Tom and I are out here just kind of doing our own thing. And it wasn't till, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago that we were able to like see what some other people were doing and talk shop. So it was a little different for us, but I still feel like you were talking about when we were just getting started and we're really like, there was a lot of risk, there was a lot of questions, a lot of uncertainty. I still feel that way. Like a lot of the time, I still feel like
it doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away. It doesn't really matter what level you're at, especially if you're always trying to reach the next level, right? If you're trying to keep pushing through these different plateaus, even if you're at the, just getting one client mark or no client mark, but wherever you are, the next level is always going to be a greater push and a bigger obstacle than the one behind. And for that reason, it's always going to feel like it's never enough, and it's never easier. And a great example is just yesterday, New Year's Day, right? Or New Year's Eve. Yeah, New Year's Eve day, whatever you want to call it. Got a email from a client who was pissed off because one of the backlinks that we got set up for their website, we shared that website that posted the backlink, and he didn't understand what that website was, like a PBN or a guest posting, and he was under the impression that blog article that we got the link from, he was upset that it didn't properly represent his brand. And man, it was really like in terms of scalability and what your clients see and what they perceive as what you're doing in SEO and all that, like it can be frustrating to have to go back and explain that to somebody. Like, look, this isn't like an editorial piece in a major publication here. Like, we're literally buying link juice for you. That's what we're doing. But anyway, different levels, risks and frustrations. And the reason I point that out is even me till this day, right now, I see that kind of stuff come in because I'm regularly doing quality checks and stuff within my agency. And it still happens. I still get frustrated.
Yeah. Hey, before we get too far, I do want to give a shark shout out to Suzette. I put this up a minute ago. And then we started talking, but she said she got 3 new website clients, $850, $1,000, and $2,250, plus monthly maintenance on the latter too. So Suzette, congratulations. That's awesome.
That is truly awesome. I hope if you're building those yourself, I hope you're starting to consider what it would look like to have some people help you build those websites. It's great that you would be if you are building them all yourself, but eventually you want to start bringing in some people to help you because that will free up some time for you. And you probably are already doing that, but if you're not, just look ahead.
Yeah, and hey, Dorn, I agree with this too. That's why I got out of the corporate world. But I think there is something to be said for keeping both feet in for some security while you're building what you're doing, Let me see. I'm just looking down the comments here.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Suzette says she is outsourcing them. Congrats, Suzette.
Awesome.
Nice.
Sweet. All right. So our next shark shout out goes to Devin Atkins. We actually got a chance to sit down and talk to Devin in the office here in Kihei, which was awesome. But Devin said, look, cha-ching, another one in the bag. He got another realtor. This isn't my payment for the services I'm doing is for free in exchange for a video testimonial so I can use for emails I'm sending out to prospects. So way to go, Devin. Love the show.
There's something I want to say here about that guy. There's something to be said for persistence, because he's regularly been posting and sharing about his wins, his losses. I don't know if he's here right now. He's probably not because he's at his other job, right? He's also doing pool cleaning. I mean, he's getting after it in a lot of ways. So, it's pretty awesome to see that. But I think there's also something really to be said for the, I guess, just being relentless in the follow-up with things, with us, with his work, with his prospecting and all that. Tom gets a lot of DMs. I get a lot of DMs, people wanting to promote things, and us, most of the time, people wanting us to promote things and sell things and looking for us to give them something or do some sort of work or whatever. And it's difficult to be on the receiving end of that and trying to decipher what's important, what's relevant, and what's not. But when you have somebody that is like the follow-up is there, regardless of, if they sent something once or twice or 3 times and they keep following up. I mean, it's, you may think you're bothering people, but you might not be. You'd be surprised. And a lot of business owners are just really busy. So, take that to your prospecting too. I mean, I just keep following up with people. It's important.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that actually brings us to our next couple of posts because one was, hold on, let me find this one here. These were two posts that people post as gives, and I just wanted to point them out. So one, and this is from Brendan, exactly what you're talking about there, Nick. He said, look, just a reminder, don't forget to ask family and friends. So to AGM Sharks, don't forget to ask family and friends. I was reaching out to a friend that I gained working at a previous job who put me in contact with a restaurant owner he knows. Now that owner is on my AGM site and list. Tell people don't be shy. Ties right into the, staying relentless, right? Like not just discarding all those old contacts you have because you haven't talked to them in a while, or family and friends because they're family and friends. Like, utilize those things that are out there.
Heck yeah. Yeah. I mean, those people that know you, those are the closest, easiest wins. And that's how I started my business. And even in like the flat spots, really, if I needed a client, if I needed to do what Tom and I were talking about, like if I needed to pay the rent and I didn't have that, it was really a matter of like, well, who do I know right now that I can call on a like one-to-one, or somebody that knows of me that I can possibly do business with? Those are always the easiest wins.
Yeah, another give. And by the way, notice this little hashtag give up here. This is something new that we started in the group. You'll see a post in there about it. But if you can start classifying posts this way, we have hashtag give, we have hashtag ask, we have hashtag win, we have a hashtag, what's the other one? There's a couple more. Give, ask, win.
We've got a bunch. Kaboom.
Yeah. Anyway, it's if you can look for the post where we kind of lay out the ones to use and start using them when you make your post, because it'll make it easier for you to find things. So like if you want to look for gives in the group, you can just search that hashtag. It also makes it easier for our team to keep track of what's going on in the group when you guys have questions and stuff. So
and a lot of people have already been doing it. So
yeah, a lot of people have been doing it, but I wanted to point it out just because I saw it there. So
yeah, but I just want to say thank you for adopting that so quickly. Usually when you roll something like that out, it takes a long time for people to really adopt it. But the Sharks are so quick. Like we talked about it one time, and you can just see how the group just immediately started adopting it, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah. Awesome. Our other give is from Jacqueline, who's on here. She's anonymous. She said she signed in, but it's still showing her as anonymous.
I see her now.
Yeah, but she said another hashtag give. Hope some of you get some value from it. This is how she uses the Roofer Roundup theme. So she put this in a nice document. Didn't like that.
Hey, Jacqueline, that please stick your cash tag in. I wanted to send you a special gift for that one, because that was a super helpful write-up that you did there. And I did mention 2 weeks ago that we were going to do like a random drawing of people that were giving, like hashtag give for the week prior. The most valuable, awesome, helpful one. We were going to do some Cash App giveaways. So make sure you put your cash tag there, Jacqueline. I want to make sure that we hook you up for that one, because that was super helpful. And the way that you are using Roofer Roundup, both Tom and I know this, tons of members know this. It's a super great strategy. It's timeless. It works really well. And I know that a lot of people found that thing really helpful. So thank you for contributing in that way.
Yeah. Speaking of Cash App money, it's about halfway through the show. We should probably do some Cash App money.
We should.
Here comes the money.
We're gonna have to change up that song.
Yeah.
I need a new money song.
You guys, we need some new audio. Okay, so no, not Kevin. So every week, for those of you that are new with us, we just like to, hook everybody up with a little bit of a opportunity to make some money while you're with us on this live. So we have some trivia type questions or things that we do to give away some cash into our group. But before we do that, if everybody could at least like the stream, help us to push this out to the rest of our community. So we can get more people that are joining us and interacting with us. Like we're really focused about growing our group this year. And if you can do that, hit that little like button, make it go blue. We'd really appreciate it. And so the Cash App giveaway, the way it works is I'm going to ask a question, and wherever you are watching from, you are going to answer the question as quickly as possible. And we're going to take the first person who answers it and gets it right and send you some Cash App money probably by the end of the day. So let's see. Let me pull up my questions here.
Here comes the money.
Oh,
Crickets.
oh, I didn't mean to do that. I jumped the gun there.
You got crickets. Where did you get crickets?
There's a lot of sounds on here you've never heard, but I have crickets.
Yeah, did you guys hear that?
Hear it
That
again?
was pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Too funny. Okay, you guys, here we go. The first question is, what is one benefit of being a Shark Alliance Elite member?
Here comes the money. Money, money,
Oh, let's see. Let's start looking for some answers here. Tape reel, bro.
And just so you guys know, we do have some information online. I mean, a lot of you could be doing some Google searching. Let's see. Extra stuff. Yes, extra stuff.
What exactly?
Alliance group. You have to, it's a two-part answer, guys. Alliance group, get everything free products, Axe Slider.
See, Zach got one thing there.
You guys, I see one answer questions or one answer responses.
So say the question again.
There it is. Jamie Donnelly, interviews, weekly coaching calls, and product accessibility. Yeah. Congrats, Jamie. So we have different levels of membership in our Shark Alliance program. There's an elite version, which is the top tier, which basically unlocks access to the whole smorgasbord, I guess you would call it, of software training, in the trenches training, coaching calls, all the coaching calls, products and future products moving forward. So, and we have a lot of members on this call. By the way, if you're in the Shark Alliance, can you guys give us a shout out in the comments? Who on this live right now is in the Shark Alliance? I'd like to get a good show of hands, because I know there are probably a lot of you. And well done, Jamie. Congratulations. We will reach out. Yeah, tons of people. One. Awesome.
All right. Let's do I think what we should do right now is let's do a little bit of I can't see the title. Oh, what's Tom reading? So we recommend books every week. You can check them out. You just go to offlinesharks.com/books. You can see those. And this was a tough decision today, because I thought, since it's New Year's Day, maybe I should recommend a book that we've already recommended. Like, out of all the books we recommended, is there one that really just stood out to me as oh wow, I'm really super glad I read that book. And if people haven't read it, they should go back and read it. Or should I do something new? So in the end, I decided to do something new. So, and maybe I'll throw in the old one too. But anyway, this is hold on one second. I had to clear my throat there. This is a really short read, but I think it's a really good one that ties in really well with what we've been talking about this whole show about, starting a new year, getting clear on what we want to do, all that stuff. It's by Vince Lombardi Jr., and it's called The Lombardi Rules.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Yeah. 26 lessons from Vince Lombardi, the world's greatest coach. And as you can see, it is super thin. It is not a long read. And it is packed full of really great stuff. Like, let me just read you some of the headings that are in here. So, ask yourself tough questions. Look the truth straight on. Play to your strengths. Write your character. Think big picture. Be completely committed. Work harder than everybody. Be prepared to sacrifice. Be mentally tough. Chase perfection. Keep it simple. Act, don't react. I mean, all really great stuff for what we were talking about, right? So, really, really good book. You should check it out. You can go to offlinesharks.com/books and find a link there and all the other books we recommend as well. Now, the book, Nick, that really probably made actually one of the biggest impacts on me is actually behind me on the shelf. You can see it right there.
I'm not surprised. There's like a million books behind you.
No, like, it's really setting out. If you haven't read this book, you should definitely read it. It's called Range by David Epstein. And it's just really, really good. If you're like me, the type of person who has kind of, went from thing to thing and not, like, I didn't really have I don't know. I'm not one of those people that like knew what I wanted from the get-go and started really young and just focused on doing it. So, like I've floated around from different thing to different thing and tried a lot of different stuff. And I've never really gotten super specialized in in anything big, especially sports or anything like that. But this book is all about not only like why that's the case, but also why that is the better way to success. And this idea that we have in our society that to get really good at something, you have to start super young or you have to put in 10,000 hours is not accurate. And this book talks about that. So it's really, really good. It really changed my thinking. And it actually just you know what it really did for me, Nick? It removed a lot of guilt. I had a lot of guilt, like, oh, I just wasted my early day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I did that. But like this book really made me see like, oh no, it wasn't wasted. It was just, I was doing it a different way and that way's okay. Right. So anyway, check it out. It's a good one too.
Sounds like a really good book. Look, Tom, Jacqueline said that Brian Kurtz sent her the prize for taking part of he piggybacked on our Shark Alliance challenge, right? And he gave away some prizes onto our Shark Alliance members that won the challenge. Jacqueline was one of them. He sent her 5 books. That's pretty cool. And somebody else was talking about
what did he say, Jacqueline? I know you got like I breakthrough advertising, which was like
Tom smacking his chops because he knows that Brian he's like, books, who got
I wish I could show you guys the stack of books have yet to be read. Like if you look on this side of my office, you'd be like, oh my God, Tom, you have a problem. Delete Amazon from your computer. And I even ordered like 3 more yesterday.
We should.
Oh, we lost Nick. Well, he'll come back here in a second. Awesome. Well, there we go.
Hey, what happened? I was just going to say, we should rename that section to Tom's library. not what Tom is reading.
Yeah.
Your library.
That would be good because sometimes I pull out books that I'm not reading now, but I've read them, in the past.
Yeah. I figured as much.
Yeah. Awesome. Jacqueline said she'll photo them and put a picture up. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, awesome.
I also want to see which ones too, Jacqueline. Just so you know, I read too, guys. Just because we're always talking about what Tom's reading doesn't mean that I don't know how to read. Okay, I know how to read too. Let's see.
Here you go. I got some business books for Nick to read too. There's Green Eggs and Ham.
Nice. I can do that one. It might take me a couple of weeks.
All the Places You'll Go.
Oh, sweet.
All the Places You'll Go. And The Giving Tree.
Appreciate that. Okay, everybody, I'm going to exit the stream. I got to go to Tom's house. I'll be right back. Oh, that's good stuff.
Oh, my gosh. Doran said comic books count.
Has anybody read any of those business books?
Actually, it's I say that as a joke, but I got those to do on this what I'm reading section, because I think those books have, like, first I saw, like, Green Eggs and Ham is on do you know who Jeffrey Gittimore is? The guy who wrote the Sales Bible?
Mm-mm.
Like, there's this book called The Sales Bible. Anyway, he's a big sales trainer guy. That Green Eggs and Ham is on his list of best business books. And then Oh, the Places You'll Go was on the 100 best business books list. And then The Giving Tree is one that I just read before that I was like, oh, I think that's a good one. But like, when you think about the principles inside those books, like, that's really good. And then Cameron sent me a video of a guy talking about the #1 book for copywriters. And it was Grover's The Monster at the End of This Book. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that book?
No.
Anyway, yeah, it's like this book. It's written by Grover from Sesame Street, but it's all about this monster at the end of the book. But they said it's the best book for copywriters. It's a page turner.
You know what's funny is, so we're talking about New Year's, how I went to bed at 8:00. Old man over here. Also, you just reminded me, I didn't even think about this. So what I did do last night was I finished a book, not Green Eggs and Ham, not Harry Potter, not The Shark and the Goldfish. But maybe you guys have heard of this book. It was actually pretty insightful and really interesting to get the whole story about it. I'm going to share my screen real quick because it's I don't have it with me. It's at my house. But anybody read the book by the guy Mike Lindell? Is that his name? Yeah, Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy. Well, first of all,
send me a picture of that book. I want to read that book.
Has anybody seen the guy with the My Pillow infomercial on TV? We've all seen that guy, right?
Yeah,
we've all seen that guy. So here's his book, and this is the story behind his book. The story behind My Pillow. That's what his book is about. And if you guys haven't read it, it's actually pretty good. It's called What Are the Odds? This guy, you guys might recognize him from TV, but look at the headline on it: From Crack Addict to CEO. And man, that guy overcame some serious adversity and built, I mean, a massive business, right? Hundreds of millions of dollars. And interesting to get the whole picture. But yeah, that's what I did on New Year's. I finished that book.
Look at all the people that read the Grover book. They were like, classic. So without knowing what the book is, Nick, the whole point of the book is Grover starts at the very beginning and he says, hey, there's a monster at the end of this book, so don't turn the page. But like, you're turning, anyway.
Yeah, I got it. My nephew would love that book.
Yeah, people are like, that's a great one. Yeah. Let's see. Kristen says he's nuts.
Let's jump into our member of the week.
Yeah, let's do that. So here we go. Where is our thing? There it is. So each week we give out a member of the week for somebody who's been engaged, bringing value, just an all-around outstanding person in the Facebook group. We look at that, our team looks at it, and today our member of the week, and we send them some special shark stuff. Today our member of the week is Zoran.
Yeah, Zoran.
Top contributor to the group for the last 28 days, asking questions and engaging in comments with others. Great picture there, Zoran. Congratulations on winning member of the week.
That is awesome.
Our team will reach out to you, Zoran, and we'll get you your special prizes.
28 days. That's pretty phenomenal. Could you guys tag Zoran in the comments? Give him a congrats. Let him know if he's ever helped you, if he's answered some questions for you, because I've seen him posting a lot. Of just like give type posts, right? Just giving information, case studies. But if he has helped you in any way, it'd be really awesome to be able to congratulate him and thank him and tag him in the comments as well.
Yeah.
I always
Congratulations.
love to do that every week. Make sure that whoever is the member of the week,
Yeah.
we just light up their Facebook feed like it's New Year's, right? Like it's New Year's.
Perfect. Okay. Oh, so I did have one other. This isn't a shout out and it's not a give, but it's something that was in the group that I just wanted to post and to share with you guys again if you didn't see it. It's from our boy Dorn, who will be on the Shark Alliance call on Monday, right? Doing one on mindset. Anyway, so Dorn made this post kind of about where he's at, right? So these types of posts I love because, I was talking about the good, the bad, all the things that go with running a business, right? So he said, look, right now we have a total of 211 clients. 114 are on at least a $70 monthly retainer, right? Some as high as 3K. The average is around 224 a month. And I think this is really good because it gives you an idea of what a six-figure and a real business looks like, right? And I know for me, when I see stuff like this, sometimes like I don't think it like, I don't know, it's very illuminating to me because it makes me see like, okay, not only is this possible, but this is what that actually looks like, right? So average 224 a month, 25K a month gross. So that's gross. So the net on that is about 17K. And he's looking for ways to pare down expenses. Something that happens as you grow, you buy a lot of stuff, you start adding it, like nothing like a little extra jingle in your pocket, right, Nick? To be like, oh, we can get that software. Oh, we'll just buy that SEO tool. Might as well go ahead and get that. Like, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, where'd all these expenses come from? So good plan, Dorn. Pare down some expenses. Said the rest are website clients, LinkedIn builds, or some sort of one-off service. So the services, just so you guys know, that Dorn currently offers, right? Like this is what he currently offers. They're doing rep marketing, social media, pay-per-click, web design, marketing automation, LinkedIn managed services, and app development. So a lot of the services that we talk about in Offline Sharks, right? His largest win of the year for 2020 was a $12,000 app project. And the largest lost opportunity was a franchise that was going to be 10K a month. And then he talks about a little bit about what he's doing, how people are coming and going. So anyway, he said the rates are down for appointments, completed strategy session rates are down, close rates about the same. So, which by the way is kind of normal for the end of the year, just so you know, Dorn, like we typically see a drop off and stuff at the end of the year and then a pickup at the beginning.
Yeah. This next month historically is like the busiest for small bit, just like we were talking about with setting the resolutions, the gyms, people trying to kick things off. I don't know how this year is going to be because it's been a weird year, but historically this coming month is like the busiest time of the year, especially for businesses looking to get something going, make some changes in their business. So for as a marketing company, reaching out, putting yourself in front of them now is a good thing to be doing because they're kind of looking for help, and both Tom and I know a lot of you also, maybe you guys can let me know if you've experienced this one, have had people who come in at the beginning of the year, want a website, a product or a service, pay you, and then disappear. They disappear, never to come back. And we've had people never come back to claim their money. Like we could even give it back to them if they're just gone. I think we get like one every year that does that. Hey, I want to buy a website, pay for the website. We say, give us the content for the website, and they just ghost us. They never come back.
Yeah. I had that happen a couple of times. It's really odd.
Yeah.
Because like a few months go by and you're like, what if they come back and want their money back?
Yeah.
You're like, what are we going to do? But,
mm-hmm.
So interesting. Can we give ourselves a shout out?
Sure.
Stick it to the Offline Sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Cameron pointed out, because this is, guys, like, this is something that has been pretty special for Nick and I. It was exciting. Happened a few days ago because I don't know how much of the story a lot of you know, but like when I was first starting my business, like I was beyond broke, right? So I watched this webinar with this 12-year-old kid talking about funnels and how you could use them in your business. And I was like, I wanted it, but I didn't have the money. So I actually had to borrow. I had to borrow the money from a friend. A friend of mine put the ClickFunnels on his credit card because I did not have the money, right? And I paid him back, obviously. But anyway, we've used ClickFunnels over the years in our business and off on Sharks. And the other day, we got this bad boy that's hanging on the wall back here. And check that out. So ClickFunnels sent us this. It's a 2 comma a club board. We're doing over $1 million with ClickFunnels. There's offline Sharks right there. Says it on there. So anyway, we're I don't know. It's been it got me more emotional than I expected it to, because like once I was looking at it, I was like, oh man, like what a freaking journey, right? But it also got me thinking too about just you Sharks and our community and like how proud I am of what we have here, right? And you know, the two, like, I mean, it was nice to get that with that backstory, you know, of not having the money and all that stuff. But what is more awesome is seeing what goes on in our Facebook group and in our community and what you guys do with the stuff we put out. Like, I mean, that's so much better, in my opinion. Now that I see this thing, it's so much better than that, and that's really what drives us to keep doing what we're doing. So, thanks to all you guys out there. You know, we really appreciate everything you've done and all the support you've given us in 2020, and we're really looking forward to an awesome 2021 as well.
True that. You know what's funny is so I don't have my award here at the office, you guys. But so I got one, right? And they sent it to me and I shot a video for it. And that was, when did it come in, Tom?
Mine came on Wednesday, so yours came Tuesday.
And with the holidays and everything, look, this is what's left of my award.
Yeah, I went by the office to drop off that stuff from Darla, and I was like, what the hell happened over here?
I'm literally walking around peanuts all over I'm standing on peanuts right now. And I just haven't I need help. You guys, I need help. I need help cleaning up.
Yeah. Well, you know, I did the video too of the unboxing thing, but then that link they had on there doesn't work.
Oh, there was a link?
Yeah, on the outside of the box it said video the unboxing, and then put it at this link, but the link doesn't work.
Damn marketers, right? Send you a broken link. Somebody asked if Wayne said, are we going to Funnel Hacking Live? We want to go. We're supposed to go whenever there is another Funnel Hacking Live, so we can get up on the stage and collect our awards there, which will be super cool. But I don't really know when that's going to happen. So, but when it does happen, it would be great if, you know, we can meet up with any of you that are going to Funnel Hacking Live. That would be awesome.
Yeah, if we go, we'll definitely let you guys know.
Yeah, for sure.
We won't keep it a secret.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know we're kind of pressed for time, but is there one like good question that we can get in there out of those show notes so we can kind of drop some value on for everybody here, but before we do a final Cash App call?
Yeah. So let me look here. You know, this is a good question that we get a lot from Zach Harris. He said, just wondering what the group's thoughts were on DBA versus LLC. I get the difference, just curious about what most people here have done. And I think this is a good question, and especially if you're looking to get things going in 2021 for your business. You know, this is one of those things where it's like everybody gets all excited to start a business, and then this is like the first wall that they hit. Usually, well, I shouldn't say it's like the second, because the first is their name, what do I call my business? Right. And so right out of the gate, it's like you're super excited. And then it's like your momentum just goes clunk because what do I call my business and coming up with the best name? And then what do I do a DBA? Do I incorporate? Like, what do I do? A couple of recommendations for you guys. Number one, when it comes to legality and taxation, do your homework. So find a CPA in your area because the laws are different for every state. It's not the same everywhere. And just get a CPA and make sure that whatever structure you're doing is legal. Like you don't want to, like in a lot of states, if you make over a certain amount, you have to have a DBA. Like that's the minimum requirement. So find out in your area what the minimum requirement is for your location and make sure you do at least that. Okay. Outside of that, you know, a lot of people, I think, jump the gun on incorporating and stuff like that. So make sure you're legal, make sure you're doing the minimum requirement, but then I would work on getting customers and cash flow and figuring all that out later. I mean, that's what Nick and I have done. And, you know, figuring out that stuff when you have cash flow coming in is much easier, but make sure you're at least legal, right? I'm not saying don't do anything. So just make sure you're at least legal in your area to be doing business.
Yeah, a lot of states will have, and I know this is true for Hawaii, they'll have like you can legally collect under a certain amount, you know, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 before you actually have to incorporate or get a trade name. But you can, you know, as a hobby, you can collect a certain amount of money. And before you get caught up in the details of like, how does that work and all that stuff, focus on validating your idea. You know, we're all about the minimum viable product. I mean, minimum viable business name. Think Nick Ponte Marketing. I mean, now I'm in the situation where I probably want to change that, but that's different now, right? Like I didn't get caught up in that back then, and I was able to just focus on getting clients. And now here I am, like I'm like, maybe I should change my business name. It's different for me. It's gonna be a pain in the ass for sure, but it didn't stop me from going. You know, it didn't paralyze me, which is the problem for a lot of people in the beginning.
Well, and too, like even though you're down the road and you may want to change your name now, it's not the world-shattering thing that we perceive it to be in the beginning. Like so many people think, oh, once I set this name, like if I have to change it, it's going to be this big nightmare. It's going to ruin my business. Like I've changed my agency name like 4 or 5 times and no one has even noticed. Like none of my clients have ever even really noticed. So
yeah,
you know, you're not tied to it. And even as you start to get bigger, like, you know, you can still do it. It's still doable. And again, much easier when you have cash flow, stuff like that. Jacqueline asked so we talked about that a little earlier, Jacqueline. I know you were asking about getting in. The thing with Clubhouse is like, you only get one invite. And then once you use it.
Yeah, I was just looking at, so what you can do right now, of course, if Tom and I had the ability, we would invite all of you. We don't. We were invited. But what you can do is go there and it's kind of like in beta testing right now, right? So what you can do right now is go there and reserve your name. So if you go to Clubhouse, I don't know, do a Google search for it. You go to their website, you can sign up, reserve your name, and when it is public, you get notified. I think you might even be able to add friends at that point. So if you do get in, make sure to add Tom and I. And if at some point they give us a bunch of invites down the road, we will add you guys. But overall, like what it is really just like a marathon podcast with panel speakers is really what it is. And I think personally, you normally don't get to sit in a room with those types of people. It's like being able to sit in on a mastermind. You know, for those of you that know that Tom and I are in a mastermind and you know all the people in it, imagine if you could just sit in that room and listen to us rap about whatever it is we're talking about. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, and right now there are a lot of people just hanging out in there because it's new, right? So who knows how it'll stick, but anyway.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, man, a great New Year's Day show. One more thing. Oh, we have a Cash App, don't we?
Yeah. We're not going to forget that. We're going to do one more Cash App giveaway.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
There we go.
All right, you guys, you ready for one more Cash App giveaway? Let me know in the comments below. Kevin. Okay, so the next question is, name 2 offline shark badges and where they can be found. So that would be a 3-part answer. 2 badges and where they can be found. Where can you find the badges? It's kind of a simple question. A lot of Shark Alliance members here, so you guys should have no problem figuring this one out. Somebody said there's a workaround for getting more invites. I'll have to look that up. Sneaky little shark.
Stealth shark.
Thrasher, reefer. Reefer? There's no reefer shark. It's a reef shark, not a reefer shark.
That shark's really chill.
Yeah. He's Thrasher, reefer, level, and badge section. What do you think, Tom? That's pretty close.
That's pretty close.
I say we give it to 2. Frank Caban, you're a homie. You've always been our homie. You know that. We're gonna give you one. Thrasher, reef shark, and there's a badge section on the website. Yes. And then who else?
Sorry, I got sucked into YouTube with the Clubhouse.
Wow, that was so bad, Tom. We're gonna go with Julie James as well. Julie, reef shark, great white shark, and in the Alliance area, it's actually the Path to 6 Figures area of your membership. You can get the badges. So, Julie and Frank, please stick your cash tags below, and we'll reach out to send you some cash.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank.
Congratulations, guys. See my attention span there? I was just
So bad. It's so bad. I can't even believe that just happened.
I was like, I'll just put it in there so I don't forget. And then I was like, oh, look, there's titles of what they're talking about.
Hey, you guys, one other thing I wanted to ask you is maybe if you could let us know in the comments of this stream, like we want to get your take on our current live streams, right? I know we have a lot of great sections. We got the members of the week, we're doing questions and Cash App giveaways and stuff, but is there anything that you think of that we could do to improve our stream in terms of like content and information? Like, I'm curious. We're always looking to improve. We're always looking to help you guys out even more. I might even put a poll in the Facebook group. But it's 2021. We're gonna want to start to switch things up, mix it up a little bit, keep it interesting. Maybe get Tom a budget for an actual DJ.
Nice.
Some lights, some better lights, because his Christmas lights need to come down now. But
hey, to wear all this stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we want to make sure that you guys are having fun with us. You want to come to the lives. If there's information that that we have that we can give you, we'd be happy to. We just want to know how to do that and know what it is. So, you guys, if you have any feedback, tip of the week is a good idea. Jacqueline just said, outsourcer corner. These are great ideas, you guys. Weekly challenge. I'm loving this. So, exactly.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't know if you guys saw our email the other day, but if you haven't went and checked out the Benjamin Button video, you do that.
Brandon wants you to wear that hat all year, Tom. Could you do that for him? Accountability. Nice, Julie.
Let me see. Let me make this so it runs across the bottom there. Yeah, if you guys haven't gone and watched this video, there's nothing to buy there. But if you guys haven't gone and watched this video, you should go offlinesharks.com youtube.com/Benjamin Button and watch that. I don't know if you saw Cam's picture of me where he used some software to age me. My wife was like, "Oh my God."
Did.
Pretty crazy.
Maybe we could just tell them real quick. Let me see here. I'm gonna pull it up for you guys, just so you know what we're talking about here.
One of the things we've been doing over the past week is just releasing some videos, some free videos, talking about the strategy of how we got our agencies off the ground, how we build a team, all that kind of stuff. So you guys should definitely check it out.
So we've got all kinds of content here, 3-part video series where we just give you guys information on how we got started, and you'll definitely want to go check it out. It's going to be up for a few days. Now that we're at the end of the stream, perfect time to go over there and check out some of that content.
Yeah, you guys will love it. It's good stuff. So awesome. Well, thanks again for joining us today. Awesome questions, awesome interaction. 2021, man, starting off right. Let's freaking kill this year. Let's make it the year of the shark, right?
Year of the shark. I like that.
The year of the shark. So we'll see you guys in the Facebook group. We'll see you on any calls we have coming up. I'm not sure what we've got coming up lately, but we'll definitely see you in the Facebook group. Enjoy the rest of your New Year's Day, and we'll talk to you guys later. Aloha.
You've been listening to the Sharks Live Show, your weekly local marketing jam session. Every week, packed full of local marketing strategy, tactics, tips, and fun. We hope you've gotten some useful and practical information from this show. And we hope you had fun along the way. We know we did. Don't forget to leave a like on this stream. Drop a comment below and share it with anyone you think might find it useful. And if you're not already a member of the most valuable marketing group on Facebook, head over to offlinesharks.com/group to join right now for free. There's more exciting new marketing info coming at you throughout the week. Nick's YouTube video on Sundays at nickponte.com/YouTube, and Tom's weekly podcast called What's the Secret, with a new episode each Tuesday at tomgaddis.com. And then back here next Friday for the Sharks Live Show. Till then, this is the Sharks Live Show, signing off.